What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. For those of you who don't know, my name is Chris Moore, and in today's video we got a 2016 Kawasaki Ninja Z1000, and it is quite possibly the loudest motorcycle on planet Earth. This thing has an Akrapovic full exhaust. It's basically straight pipe, and it's dual exhaust, but oh my god, is it ear-piercing loud. We're going to be doing an ECU Flash on this thing today, and I just took a peek at some of the files in the ECU Flash. This thing is mega restricted. I feel like we're going to get big gains out of this thing. We're about to do the baseline pulls here in just a second. I've already been running the bike a little bit on the dyno. Like I said, oh my god, this thing is ear-piercing loud. If you like a loud bike, look into this exhaust system, a Akrapovic full system, and oh my goodness, no mufflers, nowhere, guys. So wait till you hear this thing run. We're about to get started right now. Stay with us, guys. Ninja 1000, not to be mistaken with a ZX10. This bike has no relation to a ZX10. It is a Ninja 1000. So anyways, we got the baseline pull of 132 horsepower and 71 foot-pounds of torque. Now you can see this right here. This is our air-fuel ratio about where we want to be. Anything below that line is too rich, meaning getting too much fuel. Well, with this bike from the factory, I'm not gonna say from the factory, the bike has an exhaust system, but the way this bike is, it is getting too much fuel. So we're gonna lean the bike out, but I wanted to take a minute to show you some of the restrictions in the ECU on this model. This bike has a heavy restricted ECU that is holding us back from the horsepower we're supposed to have. So we're gonna go in here to other maps, and I wanna take a quick second to show you something. We go to secondary throttle plates, opening acceleration. Okay, so let's just say we go to gear 5. It's pretty much restricted in every gear the same, but you see the throttle plates do not go 100% until 8,000 RPMs. At 6,200 RPMs, we're at 66%. At 5,800, we're at 6,000. I'm sorry, at 5,800 RPMs, we're at 60%. So this thing is cutting the power back a ton in the ECU. And you can see it's like that in every gear. Whenever we go to the different gears, every single one of them same way. So we're gonna take those restrictions out, open up those secondary throttle plates faster. That's gonna increase our overall horsepower, but the power under the curve, the mid-range throttle, the rolling out the turns, passing the car, that kind of power is gonna increase a ton. And I think you're gonna see that on the dyno graphs as we keep running this thing. Another thing that we can do is we're gonna disable the stock O2 sensor. So the stock O2 sensor tells the bike to run very lean. We do not want that. So we're gonna turn that sensor off, unplug it, disable it, and then we're gonna be controlling the way the bike is tuned. In other words, we're not gonna rely on the O2 sensor any at all. You see here it also has a fan temp adjustment, so we can take the fan from turning on at the factory 220 degrees to 195 degrees. That's 95 degrees Celsius. Works out to be about 195 Fahrenheit. We're gonna adjust that. We're gonna adjust the fuel maps in each and every gear. And then we're also gonna adjust the ignition maps in each and every gear. We can make big gains with that as well. But you see the overall baseline tune. We're gonna get on tuning this thing. We're gonna lean it out some. We're gonna change the ignition timing, and we're gonna open up those secondary throttle plates. Let's see what happens. Check out, since we flashed the ECU on this thing, the green line here is our first pull, and then look at what happens when we go to our second pull. Look at the gains we've got in the mid-range. We went from 112 horsepower to 123 horsepower. 11 horsepower in the mid-range right off the bat, just by opening up those secondary throttle plates. I told you guys these things are restricted from the factory. It's like that on pretty much all the new bikes. Every single one of them you get, they've got restrictions in them to keep the bike from wheeling, to keep it from, I guess you'd say, hold the power back to make the bike smoother and easier to ride. We can open that up for all the real riders out there who want to unlock all the horsepower. I got a feeling when we get the air-fuel ratio, this thing's gonna get even better. Like I said, right now we're at 132 to 133. We got our mid-range gain. I think we're about to find some top-end horsepower now, guys. All right, guys, here we go. Hold your ears. This thing is crazy loud. Dyno pulls, tweaking the air-fuel ratio, getting it just right, we ended up with 138.97 horsepower and 80 foot-pounds of torque. Huge, huge gains. Right here we got almost 10 foot-pounds of torque overall. That is incredible gains at the same spot. We went from 102 to 115, 12 horsepower gain there. You can also see how we were able to extend the rev limiter a little bit and get some more horsepower out of the very top end. Overall, huge gains on this bike. If you have one of these bikes, I feel like you can't not spend the $215 to get this ECU Flashed. Literally, best modification you can do to this thing. That 12 horsepower, you're not gonna get it with a power commander. You're not gonna get it with any other modifications. This bike does have a power commander. It does have auto tune, but it has a 0 map in the power commander. So currently we're not using the auto tune, we're not using the power commander at all. The customer has got the auto tune for when he goes to different elevations, to the mountains, to the beach, wherever he wants to go. The auto tune is gonna keep the air fuel ratio dialed in perfect. Now you ask, why would we need auto-tune, or is it necessary? Just say if you go to the mountains, yeah, the bike may make 1 or 2 horsepower less. The auto-tune is gonna get that horsepower back. Now, not everyone cares about 1 or 2 horsepower getting that back from day to day. So the auto-tune isn't always necessary. It's up to you. Everybody likes something different. Everybody has a different objective and reason with their motorcycle. But overall, huge gains with the ECU Flash. Check us out, mooremafia.com. You can send in your ECU to get flashed through the mail, and you can do that for any bike pretty much. Check out our website, mooremafia.com. It's got the list of all the ECUs we can flash. Give us a shout on there. Contact us through email. Also, while you're there, check out the Moore Mafia merch. We got hats, shirts, stickers, hoodies, whatever you need. Check us out. Thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe to the channel. Click the bell for further notifications. Smash that like button. And as always, guys, thanks for watching. See you next time.